Alright, so for this episode we'll be building the iron farm, and this is the design I used to use by Gnembon, and I was wondering if I could ever make a stackable design, because if you just decide to stack this and you have the golems fall through this hole right here, the bottom villagers will always basically see a golem. Therefore the bottom one would basically be useless at some point in time because there's always a golem, and if a golem falls through this hole right here, these villagers will detect it because of their radius for the detect the golems. And that is the reason why I did a little bit of redesigning off camera. So this is what our iron farm would have looked like, which went with a single. And now I spent some time, about 2-ish hours, trying to figure out a design that would work for me and allow me to stack it vertically as far as I would like to, from all the way, basically all the way from bedrock, if I wanted to, all the way to sky limit. So this design for right now will work actually stacked vertically, and this is what it looks like. So this is the first design by that Gnembon mate, and then you got this thing over here. Alright, so you can't really see it very well with the clouds, but so what's going on right here is it's the same, basically the same dimensions in this area, but we just have a longer pad for the water streams to go out so that we can get the golems out of the villagers' range, and then so when they fall down from the other layers, those villagers do not see the golems over here. That's the only reason why this is a bit bigger. So if I were to just drop them off here, I've tested it, they still see them because of the 20 blocks I think it is. So this is 20 blocks long exactly, I think. Yeah, it should be 20 blocks long exactly, and they are out of the villagers' detecting area. So yeah, so it's the same, as I said, the same width from the villagers to each other. Everything's the same as that one over there. It's just those are longer, and this is a bit changed a little bit. So if you see how this is over here, instead of using water, we're using a comparator to decay clock down here. So the villager, or the zombie in the center, goes over a detector rail, which powers this redstone dust, creating a comparator decay clock. So this is a 15-second or 300 game tick clock. Redstone tick clock, I mean, not a game tick. So that allows the zombie to stay there for 15 seconds, allowing the golem to spawn a golem, or allowing the villagers to spawn a golem. And we need him there for 15 seconds, mainly because of the time that the villagers are allowed to spawn a golem. So that, I think, is about 600 ticks, or about 30-ish seconds, I think. I believe so. If I'm wrong, people will let me know. But yeah, so we keep him there. It's obviously not as efficient as this one over there, because the zombie goes around a lot quicker. But we need to do this because the golem stays within the villager's detection range for an extra 5 to 10 seconds, or about 10 seconds extra. So we need to extend the length of the zombie takes the zombie to go around the thing. So yeah, we did that, and it worked perfectly fine. I did try just 2 comparators. So each comparator you add on each side is about 5 seconds. So I tried with 2. That didn't work. We were still not getting, when zombie went around, sometimes you still weren't getting a golem to spawn because of the golem was in the area too long. So 2 was definitely perfectly fine for me right at this point in time. Now I say I wanted to build 2 of those. You're kind of right, but I wanted to do something different and make my own. So therefore we got a golem this time. So I want to wait till this guy goes around again to make sure why we didn't get a golem the other time. It's like sometimes when the villager, or when the zombie gets over there, like it instantly spawns a golem because of the timer has already gone past the required, or the minimum requirement time that a golem can spawn. And then sometimes you get it where the golem tries to fight the current because he can see. So yeah, obviously it requires a lot more materials, but it is stackable, so that's what the main feature I like about this right here. So yeah, I'm quite proud of it. As you can see, we got this one down here. We also have the one right up top. Same design and everything. Just, it's stackable, so something I am quite proud of, honestly. So we will definitely be building this in my world. So that's what we're going to do for this episode. We're going to build this probably only 2 high, Depending on how many villagers and time I have, we might go 3 or 4, but I don't know. We gotta find a spot for this. So I could barely fit this on the island that I wanted to in the spawn chunks. So we're going to have to make some adjustments to where this is located. But I would definitely want to keep it in the spawn chunks for sure. Just so that it's always loaded. But we will see. Yep, there's still spawning golems even with the glass there. So yeah. Still got a golem. So yeah, nothing got to do this too high. So that the zombie cannot see the golem and attract him away from everything. So yeah, we will see you later when we are back in survival building this up. Alright, so I have spent some time and I gathered a bunch of resources. I also did go to one end city to get some shulker boxes, so that's why we have some right here. And to get the required stone, I did go, oops, we're fine. I did go mining, so our resources are kind of high now. You can see we've got 17 diamond blocks, all this redstone, all this coal, all of this, that, but we have no iron. I realized that's after I went mining, I ignored basically any iron I saw, because I was like making an iron farm, but back and forth would not be ideal. So yeah, so we got a bunch of glass, redstone, components, everything that we need for this. A bunch of wood, because I had to clear some area out over there. As you can see, the hills are basically clear from trees. And we gotta get that last little tree right there. It has a couple logs in it. And then all these leaves will go away and we have a free area. And yeah, got some chests, everything like that, and a bunch of stone. So yeah, we're gonna get to work on this. And we will maybe do a time lapse. Maybe so we'll just do some updates and everything, and then once we have the first layer done, we'll probably start moving the zombie villager and everything like that in. Yeah, so we got villagers to go, and yeah, so let's see how this goes. We're going to build this layer here first, and then after this we're going to build the storage, which should be down below down here. So let's get to this. Alright, so our first layer-ish, you can call it, or our kill chambers for each one and water streams to connect to the center, where we will have our storage go to, which will be somewhere in this area. So this is our exact center spawn chunk, which means this whole thing will be loaded no matter where I am in the world, which is going to be good. So yeah, get iron all the time. Now, since it's not a server, it's not going to run 24/7. But I am perfectly fine with that. So yeah. Show this off in the beginning of the video, but the golems fall down, fall over to the lava, where their heads are just in the lava blade right there. And then their drops fall into this water stream, go over here, and then go across. And it's all the same on this one. Each one just rotated a little bit so that they all flow to the center. And then we got this nice little path right here where they all four of them connect to one by one. So now we're going to build the storage, which we don't have a schematic for, so we're going to have to freehand that, which shouldn't be too difficult. I built countless iron farm storages in my day, but I want to do something a little different here. So we'll come back in a little bit and we'll see what I come up with. So in this time lapse, I wasn't planning on doing, oop, don't show that. I wasn't planning on doing this netherite session, trying to get a bunch of netherite, but one of my friends wanted to challenge me to it, so I accepted it. He's in a different single player world, I was in mine, so we just went to areas in our world and dug down to, I think it was Y15, might be Y15, I'm not sure yet. I haven't looked at the time lapse yet. But what we did is we challenged each other so we could get the most netherite, quartz, and gold all within an hour. And yeah, I guess you guys see who won. But at the end, I'll definitely tell you how we won, but we'll see that in the time lapse.
Tell me what to do, 'cause I can't find a way. Baby, please just tell me if I'm Just tell me if I'm but it's not okay. Whatever, can I walk away? Oh yeah, I love you too, don't love me back. I can't stand this feeling inside my mind. Baby, please just tell me if I'm fine. Please just tell me if I'm fine. 'Cause I don't know why it's stuck in my heart, baby. Please just tell me if I'm fine. Just tell me if I'm fine.
Oh yeah, it was me who won. He lost by 15 seconds of finding the last ancient debris. I got one 15 seconds before him. So yeah, I win. Alright, so much time has passed. I was in a Discord call with a friend and I forgot to record. So I was supposed to record the platforms and everything being built, and then I was going to record getting the villagers and zombie in place. But I was just so busy talking and everything, I just forgot to record. So yeah, it's done. The first layer is functional. And we did some terraforming at the bottom. So there used to be a water everything here. We did that. We built a little, I guess you can call it a house down here for our storage. And yeah, so everything's working. Pretty simple execution with everything. The zombie was quite easy to get into here. The villagers a breeze. This is our pathway we're still going to use for a second layer, and maybe third or fourth, something like that, depending on what we can do. But yeah, we only get the second layer into this episode. But yeah, so working perfectly fine here. All the drops are getting transported to the center as we predicted, and for right now they drop down to here into this water stream, get aligned by the ender chest, and then the poppies go into the first two right here and into the poppy converter there, and then the iron goes across into these are all iron, and we got some storage for it. So yeah, simple item filters right here. And yeah, so I'm gonna go AFK for the night since I need some iron for some other things, and just allow this thing to get its functionality, and then maybe we get the second layer in tomorrow. But yeah, so we'll definitely record the next layer. I promise that. We'll record some of the we'll record getting the villagers in, so people want to learn how to get them in a simple way, because they are kind of difficult. If you haven't done this the first time, trying to get a villager into this exact one by one is a little bit difficult. But with Minecraft and everything, it's kind of simple. And yeah, so I'm gonna go hit the sleep and go to bed, and I will be up in the morning and we will check our iron and poppy bone meal output right here. So yeah, we turn the poppies into bone meal since we do not need them. We're all encased here. We should not die, but I will make a backup before that just in case. So let's get to the AFK. Alright, I woke up about 10 minutes ago, did a little bit of stuff before, but let's go check what we got. So I don't expect too much from it, since it's only one layer and it's not the most efficient design, because the golems take longer to get out of the area, so we have to slow them down. But I mean, yeah, so we got 4 stacks of bone meal in around about 6 hours or so, or something like that. And then we got some iron, almost 3 double chests, pretty decent for now. But yeah, I am going to now start the next layer. So this time you should be record clips, but I mean, it's pretty simple. We just build these. We don't need to build these again, so we just build these, and then we just build that again. So we go up here. We should start to see some blocks render in. Unless I went too high. There we go. Alright. So that's our first layer. Then we gotta do the water streams, like all that. And then in the center here, you'll see this to start to form. And then we go to the top. Right there. So yeah, it's not too much. We already built one, so we have the rhythm down, so we can easily build another. So yeah, let's get to the next layer. Alright, so the spawning pads are in for the next layer, and unfortunately I was running into some water freezing, I guess because it's a taiga on some spots, that it can freeze the water even though I'm in the middle of a river, but that's just how the biomes work. So I have to put some glass over the water until I get the next layer above, or else the water retreats, because if it keeps freezing, we're going to have some issues, because I can't put torches on the panes, I don't think. If I do, it would be a bit difficult, but yeah, they're in. for all 4 sides. They all line up and they fall right down the same spot. And now what we can do is start the center area with all the redstone. Get all that in first, build that up. So we go up like this. Rails, more glass, and then we can get everything else in. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so everything's finished. Beds are all put in place. I did have to raise this one up a little bit because I do believe if I had glass right here and the beds were here, I'm pretty sure some villagers would go onto the glass, and then that would ruin the whole farm because they would be out of the scare range. But yeah, redstone's in, rails are all in. Got to get the zombie into the middle rails, and then the villagers are the outside over here. Simple solution, we're going to use this rail line again. And we might have to craft more powered rails, but that's perfectly fine. We have the gold for it. But yeah, let's go to move into villagers. Okay, so the rail has been adjusted up to the area we need it to go to. And so what you want to do for this is you want to bring them up. And then I have this little chamber right here so that I can put the cart stops right here, and then I can break the cart, and then I can push him over that way. So this way he can't go out this way because of the rail on the ground. He can't pathfind over the rail, but the glass also makes sure that he can't get pushed out and everything like that. So yeah, you push them out, and then they just drop right here, and they're in place. So yeah, so you want to make sure you have the blocks surrounding everything, so when you break the cart, he doesn't get ejected out to the side or anything. So that's why you'd be like high enough up, you can just like go straight into the thing, or else he could go onto the bed, something like that. So we go up a little bit, so they drop him in. So yeah, let's go get our first villager. And I did put more minecarts and everything in our automated villager pickup system. So we now have this chest that feeds all the way down. We look down here, now it feeds all the way down to the dispenser, so it's filled up constantly. So we hit this button, we get a villager, as you can see. We then fly up here, and we just wait for him. So yep, he pops into there. Glass, make sure he takes no damage, and then we just break the cart. He tries to pathfind over there, but it's fine. You go underneath, and you try to push him back the other way. Boop, there's one. And now just to show you how easy it is to fill them all up, I'm going to go get the next 2, and then I think he could try to stack it, but we're going to play it safe and just do one at a time. Okay, we're bringing up our last villager right now. Hopefully he doesn't die, because some of them are entity cramming, because that villager breeder is so good that there's a million of them. So I had one that just took one little bit of damage from right here, and he died right then and there. So I was like, oh, okay. So I get a new one, but looks like these guys are fine. Just gotta push them in. Yep, he survived, and we're all set. We can start to break everything. And now we can adjust the rail line to go put the zombie in. So we're going to try to aim for one of the powered rails. That way when he gets there, he just goes straight off, and we don't got to worry about anything else. But yeah. It's a very simple process once you know how to actually do it without failing, I mean, I guess you could say. It's a bit difficult to get the hang of if you don't know like where exactly the mobs eject when they go out of the minecart. So yeah, you don't put the blocks in the right spot to block them from going to the wrong spot, then you're going to have some issues. But yeah, so I'll show you how to do it so that you should be able to do it yourself too. And yeah. So hopefully we should just do this. Oh, okay, or it still combines. Now we should be fine. And regular rails. And yeah, just to make sure that he goes in, we're going to place some blocks like that for right now. And hopefully I don't get a guy to spawn here, just in case we're going to do this. So that we hopefully don't get any golems on here and then try to go and kill our zombie. But yes, we get our zombie. Let's try to get him in a minecart. He is in this little area right here. You have to find a zombie that picks up an item. I have spare diamonds, so I gave him a diamond helmet. So yeah, easy thing to do. Oh, we don't have any regular rails, so we have to do it this way. We have to get a minecart out of here. How much do we have left? One right there. And cover that back up. Let's see if we can give this cart a push. Take my thorns off so I don't kill him. There we go. In the minecart. And then now all we have to do is get him on a cart, on a track that leads into that, power that, and he should have gone the other way, but he went that way. Not a problem. Let's make sure he don't die though. And yeah, there we go. The zombie should go right to where we want him to. Hopefully he doesn't die in that block again, but he shouldn't. And then we should start to see golems spawning. There he goes, and we should see a golem if these guys have slept. There we go. Next layer is all perfectly running. So yeah, time to take all this stuff down. And we're going to keep the rail that leads upwards up here for now, so that we can, if we do decide to do a third layer, we will still have that at least, so we don't have to do that whole rail line again. So yeah, another successful layer completed. Another layer successfully completed. Yeah. Now we can see the true potential of this farm being stackable. Yep, now we have 2 golems. Sometimes, depending on where the zombies are located, it looks like they're very similar locations. Yep, they're like basically like 2 seconds behind, 2 or 3 seconds behind each other. So that's good to have more golems in the same kill chamber, I guess. Doesn't really matter. They're all going to produce golems at the same time, and then they don't affect each other. So that's the main issue with trying to stack iron farms, is making sure the golems, or the villagers, can't see the golems that are falling from the other layers. But yeah, we did that successfully with this design, this redesign of Gnembon's farm. So yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, all those sorts of things. And I will see you in the next one.